Going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fuck Around and Find Out. Today is myself and Mr. Wicked Vapor.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
No intros, no outros. So, Jim, how you doing today, good sir?
Other than being sick, pretty good. Pretty
Ready
good.
for ready for some fucking around and finding out?
Yes, well, I paid the tax man yesterday, so my world's all right. I'm good for another, well, until the property taxes are due. So, yeah, no, I'm good. Other than being sick, yeah, I get the taxes done, so the tax man is going to knock on my door.
Ugh. Well, myself dealing with fucking shitty doctors.
Well, they ain't all shitty. Maybe it's your attitude. You ever think that? If every doctor you meet is shitty, maybe it's you.
Well, no, they are shitty doctors because majority of the time they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They misdiagnose people all the fucking time. It's like, dude, I just want to fucking sit there and get my shoulder diagnosed, see what the fuck's wrong. Doctor says, I think you have a torn labrum. You think or you know? There's no
Yeah.
in between.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on, Mister Frosty? No, but yeah, like I said, there's no in between. It's either you think I have a torn labrum or you know I have a torn labrum.
It
You
could be
know,
a little tall, like a little bit pregnant, a little broke. It could be.
hold up. Did you just say a little bit pregnant?
That's a joke from back in the day. Yeah.
Bro, it's like, mind you, as you know, I've been on Facebook and shit like that. All I've seen in comment sections is fucking trans men can get pregnant and everything
Oh God, yes.
versus fucking, you know, fucking real men like yourself and myself can't get pregnant. It's like, bro, you just said a man can get pregnant. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, and then the person contradicts themselves. It's like, I never said a real man can get pregnant. I said a
That's
trans man
that's
can
what
get
they're
pregnant.
doing. They're considering a woman who now acts like a man. They can
Right.
get pregnant, yes. But you're playing your stupid little word games here.
Bro, it's just one thing after a fucking another. It's like, what the fuck is even wrong with people, bro? Like, I just don't
I
get.
don't care who you believe in, who you worship, who you think's up there. But be it God, be it science, be it Mother Earth, be it the aliens. Whoever
Ex-
designed us made two sexes and unlimited fantasy
exactly.
genders. Yes, you can have all these fantasies in your head, but they're just that. You
Exactly.
can't go against the science. What we call science, I call miracle, but you get the point.
Right.
Whatever you worship, whatever you believe, evolution or whatever, it's come on, stop being silly. I
And,
will let you play your game, but you're not including me, and you're not getting lost for it.
bro, this goes back to the non-binary conversation we had in Zoom months ago, if not sometime last year, the year before. It's like, no, you're born a female. You're she, him, she, her, whatever. Not all this extra
Yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Well, no, but if you want to get in your little group at your little house, go right ahead. Play your little fantasy games. I don't care. But you're not going to come out in the street and expect me to accept it because you're not going to accept what I want to do behind closed doors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're all
Yeah.
private people and we're supposed to be private. That's why cavemen lived
Exactly.
in caves. There was no windows.
Exactly. Bro, it's with this whole transgender thing. It's like the whole fucking sports shit. That we were talking about. They're letting all these trans women do all these fucking different sports, like swimming and shit like that. And then once they fucking see that the trans person is better at doing said sport, they have a fucking issue with it.
Could you imagine having to explain that to your grandfather?
Oh no,
Oh, we have to make a law so men can't. compete in women's sports. You know what he's going to say? You let women play sports? Not my bad joke.
No,
But
that's
no,
some
can
funny
you
shit. But
imagine
it's
looking
you
at a
know,
World War II vet or even a Vietnam vet, Korea vet, and just look at him in the face and expect him to accept what they fought for?
right?
No,
It's getting to that point with that shit now. In my honest opinion, they're letting all that shit walk all over us.
they are. All in the sake of not hurting anybody's feelings, but they're stomping out common sense and duty.
Right, but here's the thing with that, Jimmy. If you tell somebody nowadays you have no common sense, they'll look at you with 50 fucking heads and ask a stupid ass question. Common sense is a fucking thing,
Not anymore. Everything's on feelings.
and you know what? And to be quite frank, it's I know we can't say this word on YouTube because YouTube's a bunch of Karens. It all started because of the whole epidemic that happened back in 2020. That's
No,
when everybody.
that didn't start it. That emboldened them. That gave them nothing better to do than to think up all this bullshit. You know what I mean? They were
Right.
always there. They were just okay. They were just starting to rise, but the whole being home gave them time to band together on Zoom and
Exactly.
come up with
And,
all this bullshit.
and
The
it's the
same
same.
thing with any ethnic group.
And it's the same thing with the BLM movement too.
Exactly.
That
Go
happened
ahead.
back in like 2015, 2016. Everyone was banding together all because of the whole Eric Garner situation.
But
You
look
know,
how but look how silly they took it. And it's the same way with the trans now. The blacks went so far that everything was racist. We
right,
couldn't call it a master bedroom anymore. We couldn't call we couldn't say good morning because that was racist. You couldn't have expect them to be on time because that's racist. Because the slave come on. They went silly, and that's what the
right.
trans are doing. They're
In
going
all honesty, when you said master bedroom, I thought you said masturbation for a second.
oh well, I would figure you'd think that,
Hey,
but
listen,
no, I mean
that was my own
everything to
delusion.
them. I watched one girl go off on a rant that expecting a black person to be on time is racist because when we were slaves, we were expected to be in the field on time, and we got our ass beat. Like, well, okay, I'm glad you. I'm sorry you got beat, but
Nowadays, fucking, if you're late for work or whatever, you just get out. You either get a write up or you're fired.
they expect, but they, it's just the stupidity behind it.
That's all it is. You know, and it's still to this day, it's still going on. I see at least 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 videos a day on social media of people being stupid and a bunch of Karens too. It's like there should be no reason why you're over here being a Karen. Like no
No,
reason whatsoever.
well,
Like
that's it.
come on now.
Just because I don't like what you're doing doesn't mean I can't let you do it.
Exactly.
But like I said, okay, but now we got to throw back into the common sense bullshit because there are limits. Because just because you want to kill somebody, I'm not going to allow that. But if
Right.
you want to shove a fucking butt plug up your ass with a foxtail on it and prance around like a dog, I'm all for it. Go for it, dude. Close your windows. Make sure your shades are closed. But you know what I'm saying? Don't
Right.
hurt a dog. Don't hurt a fucking kid, and don't hurt a woman. And I'm happy with it.
And that's the thing. Some of these people, well, younger generation, who's younger than you, even younger than me, if not the same age as me, pull the stupid shit, and they hurt people like females. They hurt kids. Jim, I even found, and you're gonna be. This might set you off. I just seen a post on Facebook. I think it was yesterday, sometime yesterday. The police are looking for 2 people because they literally are on the run because they shot a 7-month-old baby and fled the scene.
On purpose or by accident? It was a baby caught in
Did
crossfire?
did he even say if it was on
No, they
purpose
didn't
or
say.
whatever?
Either way, it's shitty. But if they did it on purpose, it's shittier.
Right, and this goes back to what we just said. You can't harm a woman. You can't harm kids.
Oh, don't be stupid. If they're not gonna, because this has been a really
Going on, Lauren.
moral issue I've been battling with in my brain lately.
Right.
Just how much my hatred goes to, but where do you direct it? And I can't direct
Exactly.
it at the black people. I can only direct it at the blacks that act like that.
Right.
And it's hard to tell somebody that because if I don't like this black, I must not like this guy that's black.
Right.
If I don't like this Mexican, I must hate that Mexican. They don't
Exactly.
understand it's up here. It's when you open your mouth and you talk to me and we start a conversation and you're intelligent, you're funny, you share the same views as me.
Right.
Guess what? We hit it off. We're friends. If we
Exactly.
didn't, why do I have to make sure that you know my feeling? I'm going to say, hey, dude, have a good time. See you around.
Exactly. And Jim, you already know. For the past 4 years, we've been friends. There's been times where you came up to me and told me, "Listen, dude, you have no fucking common sense. Your comeback jokes are fucking ass. You need to
I'm
fucking work
working
on
on
this
you.
shit."
But that just goes to friendship. If a friend
Right.
can't tell you the truth,
Right.
then he ain't a friend. So
And that's the thing with the truth, Jim. Half these people can't even handle the truth. You know,
but that goes to say that's why all these liberals they don't have any friends.
they
Because
don't.
if I let you walk out the door with pink hair and a pierced nose and the get ups they wear, I'm a friend of yours if I tell you that looks good, dude. No, I'm not a friend of yours.
Oh no, Jim! If you had a full head of hair right now, you walked out with yellow hair, looked like a fucking fat highlighter, and a pierced nose. I would tell you, Jim, go fucking change it. Otherwise,
I would
otherwise,
expect you to. I would expect somebody to say, dude, you look ridiculous.
now there's been sometimes where I've seen somebody like that rapper 6ix9ine that we were talking like you mentioned me one
And
time
that's the
asking.
guy with the skittle teeth?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking
Now
about.
now he has fucking the face tattoos, the
Yeah,
fucking rainbow hair. People told him like, dude, you look fucking retarded.
fucker made money though. But didn't he get in trouble with the Crips or the Bloods or the Blood?
Blood, blood.
Yeah,
Then he got arrested. Then he ratted on everybody, and that's
yeah,
when
because
fucking
they expected him. He wanted to claim membership in the gang, so they expected him to be a gang member.
exactly.
And he
But
wasn't willing to
but here's the
play.
thing: he was claiming both sides, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wanted to be able to say it in his raps, but he didn't want to actually do the gang shit. Everybody's a
Exactly.
gangster until a weird one shows up.
As my father's in chat, he says, "Dylan, does Jim know he's your friend? He's a friend of yours?"
Yeah, I've come to terms with that, Dave. We all got our faults, we all got our battles to fight, and Dylan's just one of mine.
Hey, listen, it comes to show, especially last night, where I said he's freaking my godfather in a joking way. And he's like, I just come to terms with it.
I just, yeah. It's like when you finally let cancer sink in. Okay, I got it. Yeah, can't do anything. I might as well deal with it.
Exactly.
No, you ain't that bad. It's just fun to rag on you.
And that's exactly what fucking Angel did to me yesterday. Freaking, we were live. No, I was just sitting there watching TV, whatever. He texted me. He's like, and this was right before I tried calling you to see if you were going to Zoom because I didn't know what time you were going in. And he was like, "Listen, you can't say anything, but Mark came out." I'm sitting there thinking Mark can't, left his fucking house because we know how paranoid Mark can be. So he's like, "No, he came out of the closet, you fool." I was like, "You see?" He's like, "You see, I always knew Mark was gay." He's like, "Listen, you just have that fuckable face. He just was trying to fight the urge."
Oh.
I was like, "Listen, that was better than some of the jokes that I did say that you said, were fucking funny. Some people thought it was funny. I didn't, but
Yeah, but that's a joke. A joke is it's meant for a certain audience, and if you don't get it, wait for the next one. Don't bitch.
As my father says, foot fungus maybe.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I've
but
had better fungus.
wow. But since we are 15 minutes into the stream, big brother, what are you vaping on?
I'm ashamed. The only thing I got right now is my Blaze, my Solo, and the Gua. Everything else is over there getting cleaned, and I just ran out of time this morning.
I thought you were vaping on the TAC 21 for a second.
I want to. Oh, I tried to make it work. I don't want to take it apart. I think if I got in there and cleaned the board, it
Right.
might work again. But I just don't want to take it apart and ruin it because it's still intact.
Right. And that's what happened with me and my Blaze AIO. I took the chipset out, fucking Thunderhead fucking blamed me for fucking getting juice in that bitch. I'm like, that ain't my fault. That's a faulty design made by you guys. The fuck?
But I don't know why they all don't do what. Yeah, who
I
makes the
forgot what company
Gua?
that is.
Yeah, I'm holding it. Who made this one?
I completely 100% forgot. Vandy Vape.
Vandy Vape, yes. They got a waterproof chip.
Yeah, which is good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, when they come out with this chip, who was the guy? Vapor Trails,
Tony B.
huh?
Tony B.
Tony Vapes, yeah. He when they first developed it, he had a prototype on the end of a popsicle stick, and he
Right.
had the chip firing a light, a little LED light, so it shows you the chip's working.
Right.
And then he put it in a glass of water and left it there for a week, and it still kept going. That's how waterproof the Vandy Vape chip is.
Well, my daily setup, Blaze. I was going to say fucking Blaze. Billet box with the wicked alpha that has some of Brett's root beer float, and of course GT4 on top of the Aegis Legend, which I know the missus has one, Jim. I didn't copy her. And
Now,
that has
is that the extended tank or is that the short tank?
no. This is the stock one.
Okay, because the shorter, that's actually a good pairing. That looks good on that mod.
Right, but you know how OCD people could be with fucking wanting to be matchy with the shit.
I'm the same way. Yeah, matchy matchy.
But that has some cinnamon Danish swirl in that. I think it's almost time for me to fucking re-wick and shit like that. But I just re-wicked it not that long ago, so. But yeah, with all this tranny shit going on, fucking LGBT, LMNOP.
LMOPQ, but no, but the LGB are starting to fight back
Yeah.
because it's the same thing as the blacks. Now I keep saying blacks. I don't know the proper term to say them. I have no disdain for these people, but the true black people, you and me, them kind of people, they have the same disdain as we do for
Right.
these monkeys. I mean, I don't know what else to call them. I guess the new word is chipping out. When you see them all out there dancing and fighting, they call it chipping out. But no,
I mean, that's exactly what it's coming to.
But the LGB community are looking at the T plus Q, whatever, like that.
Yep.
You're that end of the spectrum. We don't want to be affiliated with you. You make us look bad.
That's exactly how it is. They're making everybody look bad, And it's like, for fuck's sake, just fucking stop. And that's another thing is the fact that they don't want to stop because of everything that's going on,
Why would they stop? Nobody made them. They've never suffered consequences for this bullshit.
You know, it's just the fact that you know, don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, they're defending themselves, you know, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's just a matter of okay, cool, you're defending yourself, you know, but it's just a matter of how far are you going to sit there and defend yourself?
And it also matters what right do you have to defend yourself? How far do your rights go, and why doesn't mine go that far? Because
Right.
you might think you have to accept me, you have to do this, you have to include me. But I'm thinking in my world, I don't want to. And
Exactly.
why is your rights more important to feel included than my rights to just let
Right.
you do your thing and not include you?
Exactly.
I don't know at what point does you're better than me or am I better than you?
Right.
I don't get it.
Exactly.
You want to stand on the street, yell "fuck ICE," but if I stand over there and say "God bless Trump," you're in my face wanting to murder me. You
Exactly.
know,
You know,
I,
and that's the thing. You know, they're all so quick to fucking murder somebody, but you know it's you know like what the fuck at this point. You know
yeah, we're Nazis, but they want to put us in camp.
exactly.
We're Nazis, but they want us exterminated. Come on, wait a minute. Is this opposite day? Bizarro world? Something? I don't know.
I have no idea, but it's like this goes back to what we spoke about. You know, with what's it called? The whole Mandani situation. You know, it goes back to that as well. You know, he's sitting there doing all X, Y, and Z, and nobody's fucking stopping it, or in any way, shape, or form. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
can anybody stop him now? Other than maybe like a recall, but who can stop him now?
probably not a
Everybody
damn
that
person.
could possibly put up a fight has been driven out of New York. I mean, you got little pockets like Staten Island. You got people that can't leave, but
Right.
anybody of influence, anybody that had power, they just packed up and left. Enough of this bullshit.
Well,
So
no,
now
and
we've
that's a,
got more support than we want to admit.
exactly. And don't get me wrong. You know that's kind of why Staten Island wants to be a part of New Jersey. Even though yes, I know my father's gonna sit there and put in chat. Oh, they've been like that for Staten Island's been like that for years. Oh, this or that. But it's just come to a fact that things have just gotten
I
worse.
was just gonna say they might have been trying for years, but the world hasn't been like this for years. So
Exactly. And it's like, when is all this bullshit just gonna fucking stop? In my honest opinion, all this bullshit is just not gonna stop. And at the end of the day, you know, people are just gonna still do what the fuck they want to do. They're still gonna complain. They're still gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know, at the end of the day, and you know what, Jim? I'm just gonna end up turning myself into like you. Look like I'm on an episode of fucking Duck Dynasty.
get
And say, "Go fuck yourself. Get off my lawn."
off my lawn.
And it's just gonna be like that. And then people are gonna come to me like, "You need a fucking shave."
But the problem is we're dying breeds because sooner or later the last of us will die off, and we're stuck with this generation.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong. I understand. I joke around. You know, with all this fucking bullshit with like the millennials and shit like
Yeah.
that. With them fucking everything up. But at the end of
But
the day,
again, it ain't all of you. It ain't
right.
all of you, but it's always you.
But like you even said, the good thing that came from the millennials is the whole fucking Uber shit. Because the fact that I was able to help you with the Uber shit, and
I
and
got
and
it at Uber, curbside pickup, Amazon.
and,
Yeah,
and,
it's
and
kind
now
of
and now
cool.
look what's happened. Fucking, I brought you into the dark side, and now you're just
Yeah,
ordering everything offline.
I get it. Yeah, but that's because I don't want to go out in the world. I'd much rather go to the dark side and use the internet and not have to deal with people.
And that's why you and I agreed, and even my father said it. People fucking suck.
Yep.
You know, and that bro, it's even come to the point where now I don't like to be on the internet at all because at the end of the day, it's just too much drama, too much bullshit, but like my father's told me, and I know you're gonna tell me this now or even later when we go into Zoom. There's drama everywhere. There's idiots everywhere. There's bullshit everywhere. No matter where you go, even if I wanted to pick up and leave, there's still gonna be drama and bullshit
Oh yeah, that's
wherever
it.
I go.
The grass is never greener on the other side. No.
But I do have to agree with you. Some places like Connecticut fucking suck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm thinking Southern California, maybe.
Where NorCal is.
No, he's northern. He's Northern California.
Hey, listen. Or I was even talking to Andrew. I said, "Hey, do you still want to pack my bags? You still want to take me into your house and kick my ass?" He's like, "I wouldn't mind that. I'll ship you back." I said, "Listen, according to my father, there's no refunds, no returns."
No refund, no return. I'll donate you to Goodwill then.
That is fucked up, Jim. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna donate you to Goodwill and not give a fuck. If my mother was alive, you shouldn't be saying that because she may have tuned in and fucking said, I'll buy you from Goodwill." That fucking crazy bitch, the way she was. And on this episode of Another Day with Some Weed, Jim, what strain are you smoking?
This is Pablo Driver. It's a good pick me up and get you going, kind of, yeah, makes you happy and makes you do stuff. That's why I'm not falling asleep yet.
Wasn't that the same strain you were smoking a couple of months ago?
Yeah, I've been, luckily, they've been keeping it stocked, so I like it. I like this strain. But it does a lot for the joint pain, too, so.
Yeah, that's what I. That's what I think. I think that's what I need to get.
Like,
Couple of that, but
it's full of pinene and caryopyline and it's
yeah.
all in good terpenes in it.
And for those who don't know, Jim is my weed guru.
That's
Anytime I
right.
have
I'm learning every day.
anytime I have a weed question, I go to him.
I will try the weed so you don't have
Exactly.
to.
And if the weed is shit, he'll let me know.
Oh,
But and the funny thing is, Jim, remember that mason jar that had weed in it that I told you I got from Market
yeah.
Angeles? Fucking, I told him I said I was still smoking it. They're like, "That's disgusting." It was in a garage. I was like, "It's still fucking good. I'm still able to get high. Let me be."
You need to get a few of these. Well, this brand's Boost, but they're called little Bovita packs. That's a 62% humidity. If you put it with your weed, it keeps it at the right humidity, like a humidor for a cigar.
Oh, okay.
That would keep your weed at the right humidity.
Jim, my father has a question for you. He says, "Have you ever set fire to your beard?"
Oh yes, oh yes. I have had tragic accidents before.
And that, with that, ladies and gentlemen, you don't let a Duck Dynasty cast member play with fire.
That's why I use bongs instead of joints. You don't bring a lighter to your face. It just, especially a Bic lighter on a warm day when it goes poof, that little poof singes. Yeah, yeah.
I have two of these. And I know what I'm doing on Easter before I fucking leave this house. I am getting fucking high as shit and not having to give a fuck.
Yeah, yep.
So, but with that being said, Easter's coming up, and my
Yeah,
father's sitting there
Sunday.
laughing at it. But with that being said, Easter's coming up, brother. What you got planned for Easter?
Go to Mother's and it's a shit show, but I always get good food, so She'll make a ham. I don't know if she's doing turkey this year, but she always does a
Is
ham.
there gonna be screaming for the meatloaf?
No meatloaf, but we'll scream for it.
Ma, meatloaf.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be a typical holiday meal. We'll have the turkey, the ham, the taters, the squash, the pink stuff. Gotta have the pink stuff.
I don't even know what the pink stuff is.
It's like a Jello salad kind of thing.
Oh, okay,
We make
okay.
it it's a family tradition since I was a baby. But
Speaking
it's
of that, I think I might need some pie for Easter. Can't go wrong with a good apple pie, though. You can't.
apple pies are good, but nothing beats a nice home baked cherry pie. Not the one from
Oh,
Walmart, but a home baked cherry pie.
oh.
Oh,
I know my father's best friend, his uncle, makes this perfect chocolate cream pie. Oh,
now
it's
if it's a real chocolate cream pie, that's cool. But I don't want you just to fill a pie crust full of pudding. You know what I mean? If
right.
somebody knows how to make a real chocolate
Oh
cream,
no, that's
oh,
exactly what this is. It's real homemade. Oh, it's so fucking good. Like it really is fucking good. Like I told him, I said, listen, I'm gonna have to pay you for a pie. I'm gonna need that.
but now let's not forget the king of pies, lemon meringue.
My mother loved that shit.
Oh, I love a good lemon meringue pie.
My mother loved that shit. I don't know how the woman loved it, but she fucking loved it.
But again, not the one you get at Walmart out of the dairy case. Because I don't want the curd that thick. I want a big, thick curd
A
and
big,
big,
thick,
tall
fat one.
meringue.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
That's why my father loves his key lime pie and everything. Cause
Yeah, again, another one who's key lime pie is because it's got that perfect. Oh yeah.
that's why I just stick with the normal fruit pies and that's it. Cause that's all I go with. But the one and like I was telling you, like I was telling my father and somebody else. I nowadays even if I go to eat pumpkin pie, I just don't like the fucking taste of it.
Well, no, I guess I can see that. That's not an everyday taste. I like pumpkin pie. I like squash pie. I like potato pie. But
That's why if I'm gonna get anything, that has pumpkin in it, and you've already taken my man card away from
I
me.
know you'd rather drink your pumpkin spice than eat it.
Yep, exactly. I'd rather just drink it instead of just having to deal with it than dealing
I'd rather
with the
eat it than
weird.
drink it. So I get it. I get
Right,
it. I'm still going to
right,
rag you for it, but I get
right.
it.
Like I said, I'd rather drink it that way. I'm not dealing with that nasty ass aftertaste.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I happen to like it. But I
Craig
also
D,
like
you
strawberry
shut your
rhubarb.
mouth.
Hey, Craig.
I'm sorry about that, Jim.
No, that's all right.
No, but yeah, it's just certain things have certain aftertastes.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And nowadays as I'm getting older, certain foods and certain drinks I don't like the fucking texture to it.
Yeah. No, well, your taste changed over the years
You
anyway.
know, like when my father had a procedure done, um, you know, it was I think I forgot where it was. I ended up getting a Starbucks drink. They put the it was a some type of refresher. They put like the berries in it and shit like that. As I'm sitting there drinking, a couple of the berries, was got picked up as a liquid and shit like that, and just the texture of that, the berries, it was disgusting.
Oh, then you would have hated Orbit. I think it was
What?
Orbit. It was a really thick, clear liquid with little red beads in it
Oh, I
that
would have
just
hated it.
floated. Oh my God, I used to drink that like it was going out of style.
Big
I
brother,
bet your
it's
dad
it's like
remembers.
it's like it's like the bubble tea now. It's fucking some type of milky tea with like fucking black dots in it. It looks like fucking goat shit.
Well, the black dots are good because usually they're like a brown sugar pearl or something, but it's the tea. I'm not a big tea fan.
My father said it was at the hospital for the procedure where he got to get it done.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I just got that refresher. This man was pulled something you would do, Jim. He was complaining about the fucking price of this fucking drink. $4 just for a fucking small.
Holy shit.
That's exactly what the fuck he said. Oh, just $4 just for a fucking small. And bro, for a large, they wanted like $5, $6, $7 just for a large.
I paid $1.29 for an extra large. Anything I want in it.
Anytime I get a large iced coffee, I pay like 3 and change, 4 and change at most, if not 5 and change. And that's just
Well,
for iced coffee.
okay, Kelly got me a nice coffee yesterday, $1.29. It was an extra large. All the amenities you want. I mean, they got flavorings. I don't put flavorings in.
Dad, it wasn't for my procedure, it was for yours. I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
I think you and Miss Kelly got me sick.
Yeah, we probably did.
But yeah, bro, the only reason why it was that the drink was that price, it was because it was fucking Starbucks.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But if you fucking pay that price for a fucking drink or food, you're fucking retarded. And yes, I used a hard R. And that's why I love going to fucking Dunkin' Donuts for my shit. Because
Oh, I go to Cumbies for $1.29. I'm just gonna piss it out in an hour anyway, so. And it's ritual. I got my stores we go to.
right.
So I go up there, but I don't go there as often anymore because I don't have to get diesel anymore because I don't have a furnace anymore. So
Right, exactly.
I used to go up there once a week, and that's when I'd get my iced coffee. The old lady needed soda or something. 'Cause it's a convenience store. You can get your convenience shit.
Exactly, and it's a good thing now. I don't have to go anyplace unless it's, to the fucking doctors and shit. That's just it. But other than that, I stayed home, going to Zoom with you and whoever's there. That's it.
That's all I do.
Bullshit for a couple of hours and then fucking leave.
I take care of what I absolutely have to take care of. But if you smoke enough dope, you'll be surprised what you can get away without doing.
Exactly. That's why especially after you smoke enough dope and you take that nap and you feel good afterwards, oh my god, the perfect nap. The perfect combination. It is
Yeah,
the perfect combination. And nothing can beat that shit.
yeah.
Ugh. But unfortunately, doctor's appointments out today. It's gonna fucking suck.
You got another one today?
Yeah, I got it
Oh
at
yeah. I remember that one. But now when's your old man gotta go back for his back? Don't he have to have that checked on?
yeah. He has to go. They said he has to go on a Sunday. Not sure.
And then you gotta go back for another test, don't you? Because they didn't find nothing just going down your gullet.
They basically said I have to go in 2 weeks after the endoscopy because I had it on the 24th. So now I have to go whenever I can just to fucking, you know,
So that's why you just need to get all beat up and decrepit like me, and then the doctors just don't want to see you very often.
hey,
Now I see the VA once a year, every May. They make an appointment unless I get an issue. If I have an issue, they'll see me.
right.
But I do the lung screen, and they got me in a program. They're doing a study on long term smokers.
Right.
I said, "Fuck, I'll join." I get a lung scan every year. I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to schedule it. They do everything. So
Yeah, that's what my father had to do when I went for my procedure. He said I gotta go for MRI, X-ray. I gotta. That's
yeah, I
what my
don't
father
like
told
MRIs, man. Okay. I get the claustrophobic. I get the tube thing, but
me. Yeah.
I can mentally. I think I can get through that. It's just laying there that long, that still. I can't, my bones, my muscles won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit. I can't sit in one position more than 5 or 10 minutes. I'm constantly moving.
Right. And that's what I am because of the ADHD, like Chuck has. I constantly gotta give him a fucking move around. I'm constantly
Yeah.
fidgeting with things and shit like that. That's why when we're in Zoom or when we did Chuck's show, I was just constantly fidgeting with my phone, you know, because the ADHD was, kicking in and shit like that.
But you can only hear so many times, please lay still before you start getting ugly at them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, there's got to be an easier way. It's 2026. There's got to be an easier way.
There really does have to be an easier way, but in reality, Jim, there's not. And that's the sad part of it. Nobody does well, and it's like, what the actual bloody fuck, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, did you watch the space shot light yesterday?
I think my father tried watching it.
Yeah, they launched 4 astronauts. They're gonna go orbit the moon and come home.
Well, I seen some of it on TikTok, but
To be
I'm
honest
like,
with you, I watched it because I was kind of expecting it to blow up.
right.
Somehow, I just don't trust NASA like I trust Elon. You can say
Right.
what you want about Musk, but SpaceX has it going on.
Right. That and bro, this is exactly what my father and I were fucking talking about fucking before. Fucking we were talking about something to do with fucking cars and shit like that. And I said this is exactly why I like this is why I like Teslas over anything, because of the simple fact that yes, you have to constantly fucking keep charging them, but at the end of the day, you know they're better than fucking most of the cars nowadays. You
I
know,
don't know. I remember when Tesla used to be a rich man's novelty. It worked good. Like I imagine it would work very well in your area
yeah,
because it's a lot of city driving. It's a lot of stop and go, and you're not all the time on the go. So I get it. An electric car in the city would work. Them little
right,
tiny smart cars would work great in the city.
yep,
You get out in the country, not so much. But I'll bet you my big old truck wouldn't be very good on your street either. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Every
You know that,
vehicle has its place.
and that's why some country folks, like people down in like Maryland and shit like that, they do love their fucking their pickup trucks and shit like that, because it's helpful for them. Because they can sit there, move barrels of hay, cinder blocks, and shit like that. Whereas a city boy like myself, we don't need we don't need that shit. We could just use like a small car, like a Tesla
Yeah,
or a small Honda Civic, and just go about our daily life.
yeah, I wouldn't make fun of a guy like that. But if you tell me to get one of them when I live in a farm in Nebraska, no, I'm pretty sure that's not going to work for me, dude.
And that's why I was when I as you know when I used to work at fucking Shoprite, fucking I took an Uber home, or yeah, I took an Uber home because it was raining or whatever, and my father always used to tell me he didn't want me standing outside in the rain. So I go to get into this fucking Toyota Camry, right? Now, mind you, small car, tall, fat kid. Doesn't fucking work. So I'm sitting there, have to bend my neck like this, and you fucking have to angle my ass into the fucking car.
Yep.
My father said Hyundai has some new vehicles that look like nice SUVs and pickup.
Sad thing is, they probably are reliable too.
Probably. You know, it's probably more reliable than a fucking, you know, than that fucking, what's it called? That Cybertruck that fucking Stevie got.
Oh my god, I've been watching a lot of reviews now that it's
No
been
offense,
out for a
Stevie.
while. Holy shit, there's a lot of people not happy with that.
No offense to Stevie, because I know he has one and everything.
Yeah, but I've seen guys just nah. I waited years on the list for this. I got it, and I'm selling it.
Oh shit.
They were ugly. I don't know. I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but that was just not my look. But
That
neither are the new Porsches or the
right,
Range Rovers or any of the new vehicles. I don't like the body styles, so I can't blame them for that. I guess,
right.
but that's not the design I'd have gone for.
Well, no, I have to agree with you on that. You know,
But he also said it was the stupid things you don't think about, like when you close the back of that truck up, you lose your back window.
right,
Uh, the steering wheel is rectangle, so now you can't drive with your knee anymore.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the stupid little things he said.
The
You
stupid
know,
shit.
it's
Yeah.
just, yeah. But never mind the big glitches in the software, and if you want self driving, that's an extra charge monthly. If you want this, it's an extra charge.
Oh yeah. That's just all it is, and is just an extra charge. You know,
Yep.
for the shit,
Your
and
car can do it. They're just going to turn it on for you.
no, and that's the thing. They just have to fucking turn it on. You know, and it's like, what in the actual fuck at this point? Ugh. But anyways, big brother, I think it's about that time.
Hey, you're the boss. The
Any
only time
final
I'm going to
words?
say that, but you're the boss.
Any final words?
Don't be a dick, please. Make somebody smile. It's easier. It's funner.
And listen to a weed guru like I do.
Exactly. If you can do it and you can do it responsibly, I highly recommend the sport.
Yes.